If you are working online and if you want to live on an island with a lot of palm trees, sunny days and a beautiful sea, then you are at the right place. Cyprus has a lot of tax and business benefits, especially for entrepreneurs. And in this video, I will present you the best and most important benefits that you need to know if you are thinking about moving to Cyprus. Hey everybody, I'm Rico, and in this video I'm going to talk about the tax and business benefits of living in Cyprus with your own company. Let's start with the business benefits. And the first thing I want to say is that Cyprus is obviously a full member of the European Union. And having a European company has a lot of benefits in itself. One of which, for example, is that you can use a lot of international financial products, and it is very easy for you to have international business because European companies are very trustworthy in general. For example, you can easily open a local bank account in Cyprus, or if you prefer fintech companies, then I know about 3 very popular online bank accounts that you can open with your Cyprus Limited company. The next benefit I appreciated, especially in the beginning when I was living in Limassol, because in Limassol there are a lot of financial institutions and brokers located. So it is very easy for you to network there when you're in the financial industry. And in general, in Cyprus you have a very easy culture and low bureaucracy. Compared to Germany, when I used to run a GmbH, which is the company form of Germany, I had a lot of bureaucracy there. And here in Cyprus, it is really a relief even. In Germany, I felt more like a slave, whereas here in Cyprus, I feel like a free entrepreneur because I have much less headache. We have easy deadlines here for audits, for fees, other payments that need to be done, and also for forms that need to be signed and filled out. When you're thinking about incorporating a company here in Cyprus, you will realize very fast how easy and cheap it is. The incorporation costs are actually very cheap here in Cyprus, and you can even open your local Cyprus business remotely from wherever you are located at the moment. I have a separate video talking specifically about opening a company here in Cyprus. Definitely check that video out as well. And if you want to have a recommendation for an agency that helps you with all of that for a very fair price, check out the video description. And then let's say you already have your Cyprus company, then we are talking about the management and accounting fees, and they are also very affordable here in Cyprus. I also have a separate video talking about all of my expenses of my Cyprus companies. You can watch that video here as well. So from what I experience here in Cyprus is that Cyprus is actually also very discreet. It is not as easy as in Germany, for example, to get insight into a financial statement of a company, which is a nice benefit if you're having a more discreet business. Also, something more general is that Cyprus is one of the safest places on earth, and also we are a very popular destination for tourists and investors and other businesses as well. Cyprus is in general growing very much at the moment, and even in Limassol the skyscrapers are growing into the air and a lot of businesses and money is flowing into Cyprus. So it is a nice opportunity and a nice time to come to Cyprus and to at least give it a try. Also, we have very low living costs at the moment. It used to be even cheaper, but as more people are coming to the island, it is increasing. However, compared to Germany again, it is so cheap to live here. And when you're not an entrepreneur with your own company, then you also have a very interesting option, and that is to get your salary from EU companies here in Cyprus, even tax-free. Of course, there are some requirements and it is not for everyone because it also depends on what your employer is doing and who he is. However, definitely check out the video description to get a consultation call with an expert, and he can help you to identify if you could also get your salary tax-free here in Cyprus. Talking about taxes, Cyprus of course offers a lot of significant tax benefits that we will discuss in a minute. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to the channel because I make more awesome videos, and now let's talk about the benefits of the taxation in Cyprus. Let me start by saying that Cyprus is not a tax haven, so you will not come here and pay 0 taxes and you will basically be a king. However, there is an option to pay 0 taxes, and I have a separate video talking about that. Make sure to check it out. But the personal income tax, for example, is actually very high here in Cyprus. We pay a high amount of social insurance, and that is for the business as well as for the employee. But as a company owner, things look different in a very interesting way because we have a relatively low corporation tax, and that is 12.5% compared to Germany, where it is much higher, even higher than double of that. I need to mention though that there are already discussions about increasing the corporate taxation to 15% maybe, because the global corporate taxation coming from the US is aiming at 15%. But another very interesting tax benefit, which is in my opinion even more interesting, is the exemption of the capital gains tax. So, meaning you are not paying any taxes on the dividends that you're receiving from your own company or from, let's say, dividend stocks like Starbucks, Apple, or other dividends in any kind. But technically it is not really 0%. You can just say it's 0% taxes, but we are paying an NHS contribution to all of the dividends of 2.65%. So you could say that any dividends are actually taxed at 2.65, but if we are taking it literally, it is not a tax, but the contribution to the national health system here in Cyprus. And for that, you're actually getting access to the NHS system, getting some free appointments at a doctor, free professional cleaning of your teeth and all of that. But there is actually a cap to the NHS contribution. So no matter how much of dividends you will be receiving, the maximum NHS contribution that you will be paying is 4,770 euros. So you could actually receive a dividend of 1 million and you will not pay the amount that you should be paying based on the 2.65%, but you will be paying 4,770 euros. And with the 995,000 euros, you can do whatever you want. Enjoy your life. That is actually the reason why a lot of company owners here in Cyprus with the non-dom certificate pay out a very low salary but a very high dividend. It requires some money management skills, of course, and not everyone can do it, but if you watch the video until here, I am assuming that you're an entrepreneur, and definitely subscribe to the channel because I love to have a community like that. Another tax benefit in Cyprus, and something that is more under the radar in my opinion, is that you can sell shares of companies tax-free here in Cyprus, which is very interesting for holding companies if you're trying to sell specific projects like a website, for example, or a business, a SaaS business, or even properties, because you can just have this business under the company and then sell the company with 100% of the shares, and that is completely tax-free. For me, it is interesting for selling websites or e-commerce stores, for example. I could have them in a company, sell the company, and it is tax-free. Of course, I have many other options to have it as lucrative as possible, but this is one of the options that I wanted to mention in the video here. Something that I like very much because it makes my accounting much easier is the VAT Reverse Charge system for B2B transactions within the European Union. Meaning when I issue an invoice to a German client or any other European country, there is no immediate VAT charge on the invoice. Of course, he has to pay the VAT to his government in his country. However, I will not collect the taxes, the VAT taxes, and pay them to my government, and this just makes accounting a little bit easier. If you're running a business, you know what I'm talking about. But this is not tied to Cyprus, this is actually in the whole European Union. I just wanted to mention it as well. And what I like too very much is the provisional tax scheme in Cyprus, because obviously we have to pay the corporate tax, 12.5%. However, we need to calculate our estimated profits at the beginning of the year or in the middle of the year, and then we pay half of it in summer in the middle of the year. The rest of it we can pay at the end of the year based on what our actual profits are. However, we can also just not pay it in summer, and then we will pay a small fee, penalty, and then at the end of the year we can pay all of the corporate tax, which gives you some liquidity during the year. For example, if you're running a business that is based on growth and you just don't want to pay the taxes yet. So it is very, very cool and easy to handle. If you ever heard about double taxation treaties, yes, of course, we also have them with most of the major countries, and there is a list of all of the double taxation treaties on the official Cyprus government website. Just look it up in Google and you will find it. And now coming to a conclusion, in order to enjoy any of those tax benefits I just shared that are very interesting for business owners, there are some procedures and requirements that you need to fulfill and do. Number one is that you need to have the non-dom certificate here in Cyprus and you need to have the non-dom status. Number two, you shall not have prior ancestor or any family here in Cyprus that was born here or lived here. Number 3 is that you need to stay at least 60 days here in Cyprus. And number 4 is that you need to stay a maximum of 183 days, so half a year, in any other country. And those are all the tax and business benefits here in Cyprus, and many other benefits, of course, why you should move to Cyprus, why living in Cyprus is awesome. I'm talking about this topic on my channel. Make sure to check out other videos. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I will see you in the next video.